Well, the rocks finally caught up to me. I was down in this ravine. Down in this ravine, and the front popped off. I tried to get it popped back on. That didn't work, but you could see all the rocks that were wedged in here. So yeah, we'll see what I might have to let the grease out of this thing and try to get it back on. All right, me and Sharon are tag teaming now to try and get this back on. So the day got better. We just about had that thing on, man. We had it, and it just shafted me the bad way. So Sharon and I were trying to get it on with the tension, you know, adjusted the way it is. You can do that if you got enough skill in that in the field, you know, instead of having to do the process you're going to see now. So just to clarify, that's what we were trying to do. So I got ticked off. Then we blew a tire on the tractor, pushing on that track. So now I call the service truck. I'm done with it. All right, got that one reseated. Thank goodness. One less thing to mess with today. Happy Friday. All right, we're draining the piston. All right, I'm gonna walk you through this process because I've never done it before. So it's going to be interesting. I just took a few short clips of each step, but I'll let you know what we're doing as we're going to get this fixed up. Shout out to Bobcat of Rolla. They sent the guy out, super knowledgeable. It was a good learning experience. So let's check it out. All right, first thing he did, and I didn't even think of using the blade, and I didn't even think of it. So he wants it pretty level. Right side, he used the blade to lift it up off the ground, and then on the left side, he used the boom and the bucket, and he's going to put a couple of jack stands in here so that this thing is sitting pretty level anyways, all the way, both tracks up off of the ground. That's step number one. All right, once he got it all set up, then the next thing is there's a grease fitting right about here in the center of this thing. He totally removed that grease fitting, which is what adjusts this front roller here. So he took that grease fitting out, and now I'll show you how we're going to push that roller wheel back and give us some room to get the track on. All right, so this is how we're pushing that piston in. He wedged a crowbar in with the bucket. I'm up in the machine, and I needed both hands, but I just gently pushed, and you could see that roller wheel moving in a few inches until it stops and it bottoms out. So that's going to give us the room to put the track back on. So what that did by pushing that roller wheel in, it pushed the piston in and shoved all the grease out. That's what all this grease is from here. So now we've got plenty of slack. We took two of us and a crowbar to get this in place, but it's actually in place. It's on the rear gear, the teeth here. And then all we got to do from this point is add grease and then adjust it several times.
See how that wheel's moving out now?
Yep. So if you watch here in the next clip, there's a piston in there. He's filling the piston with grease, and it's pushing that front roller out, basically tightening the track, taking out the slack. You'll see it here, right here. And then you run it up till you, like you said, a half inch.
Yeah, and what I like to do is once I get it close, I'll get in there and have you get in there and run the track, and then check it one more time.
Perfect. All right, so this is almost the final stage here. He keeps pumping the grease until below this mid-roller wheel, there's a 1/2 inch of clearance. And he basically, in the field, you use like your fingertip. You keep pumping the grease till you can just touch your fingertip in there, and it touches on the top and the bottom of that roller and the track. And then I'll hop in the machine, spin it forward, spin it backwards. It gets that grease settled in, and then you add more grease. Anyways, we had to do it like 4 times. Pump it, spin it, pump it, spin it, pump it, and spin it. And then it's fully adjusted, and you're good to go. And then we did the same thing on the other side. I was a little low of grease on the other side. I definitely got to get better at it. He recommends like every 10 hours, check the tracks for tension. So it was a good learning curve. I've always wanted to do this process. I knew it. I knew the principle of it, but so it was good to actually do it there with someone who knew what they were doing. I'm pretty confident now if it happens again, I can do it this way. There are other ways to get tracks on, but that's not what today's video is about. So hopefully this helps you if you're out in the field or you found it interesting. Thanks again. Have a good weekend.